actually test the audio to make sure it's working. Hopefully it is. Test the audio to make sure it's working. Alright, it's definitely working. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another early morning stream. I actually got up early. I do believe that is worth praising because every single time I keep saying that I'll do it, I never actually do it. So, but hey, times are changing. I really don't know why I got up early, but I only have like a certain amount of time. So, in this video, we're gonna work on setting up a health system for our tank because as things stand right now, bubbles can interact with the tank, and the player, it doesn't really mean anything. So it's like, what do we do in this situation here, right? So what's the incentive of moving around? Because I want the players to move around. So we need to provide some sort of incentive structure to allow them to do that. So what's the best way to do it? Well, you need a health system to start. So yeah, let's get that in there. And let me put some music on. I already do have something for the health system. So let's see. For my tank, not really for the tank, but for the UI canvas. Let's see. We had the boss health slider, but I was thinking, okay, why not add a player health slider? So clearly we went all out on that. I'll create a player health slider too while I'm at it. Okay, so let's just duplicate this. Oops. And let's call this player health slider. We don't have a boss set up yet, so it really makes no sense to show that. But we can definitely show this. And I would like to move that right here. Let's make sure they line up properly, though. So I want, let's see, I want this corner right here to line up with it right there. So let's see if you can make that happen. We can actually check this here. Okay, so right now the position of X is 259. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? Electa's 200. Sorry, it's really early in the morning. Apparently I forgot how to read. Electa's 200. How are you doing? How's your morning going? Good? Hopefully good. I'm doing fine. Same here, man. I'm running on like small amount of coffee. Oh, is energetic a word? I guess that kind of is a word because I'm feeling pretty energetic. Okay, you know what? I feel like the width of this. What are you doing, man? I'm actually working on my game called Bubble Tank Frenzy. And, to be clear, this game is actually inspired by Bubble Shooter. You know those mobile games that are super addicting? So, I was like, okay, well, I'm surprised they don't even have I wish they had a 3D version of this game, and apparently they don't, so I decided to take it upon myself to build it. Well, a more roguelike characteristic for this game. And they don't. So I was like, okay, what do I do? Do I wait for somebody else to build it, or do I just go... What time in your country? It's 5:44. 5:44 a.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, I mean... It's quite early in the morning, you know? Yeah, I'm actually a morning person, believe it or not. I'm way more energetic and way more productive as far as mornings go. I don't know why it's like that, but, you know, 12:54 here. Oh, wow. That's like, it's like really early. Amazing. Pretty early, I would have to say. I do want my UI canvas to have that. Let's see. Apply. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've never stayed up till 12. Very rarely. What's your game about? Oh, okay, so let me actually show you. If I don't get any errors for adding a single bar. Okay, so the goal here is to pop as many bubbles as possible. And as you can see, your score keeps going up, right? Yeah. Actually, wait, why don't we do this? Why don't we go play maximize? I'll show you. Okay, so this is what it looks like on full screen. So right now, your goal is to shoot as many bubbles as you can, and the thing is, your bubbles have to... The bullets that you shoot, they have to match the bubbles. So like right now, my score is 3, because that tank mechanic is good. Hey, thanks man! Yeah, to be honest with you, it was inspired from an online course, but I thought to myself, wait, a tank and a bubble? That does sound... Oh, I missed. That does sound pretty good, though. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to keep shooting. Okay, so that was a streak. It was a combo. Okay, so if you shoot a bubble that's of a color, and there's more bubbles in that colored range, what ends up happening is the bullet will automatically home in on the remaining colors, and you get a combo kill. Which basically means you get more points. I like it. Do you have any other projects? I did have a 2D project I was working on, but the problem with that is I had no idea where I was going to take it. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to ultimately do with it. And I was gonna transform that project into something like this, but eventually I was like, wait, why don't I just do this in 3D, because it looks way better as an isometric game than a pixel art game. So, yeah. I mean, will I have something else to do? Like, will I have another game idea? Sure. I'm pretty sure I will, yeah. But, as of right now, this has been the main game I've been working on. You know? Oh, a 2D game. Yeah, it's a pixel art. It was a pixel art game. Let me just make sure I'm actually, like, getting these bubbles. Ah, pink. Okay. Yeah, so... I wish you are successful. Hey, thanks. Me too. As you can tell, this game is really addicting. Like, once you actually, like, I've been playing Bubble Shooter idly, like, just for fun, while I was waiting for stuff to happen. And, you know, I didn't realize how quickly addicted I became to it. And it's been, like, I'm surprised, like, it hasn't really been expanded upon, you know what I mean? So I've been like, yeah, it is. Like, believe you me, Bubble Shooters are addicting. Like, that's what they're designed to be. Okay. and even I'm like hooked into it, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get back to this. So what I'm doing today is I'm working on the player health slider. So my player has infinite health at the moment, so we don't want that. And what we want to do is let's see. I'm gonna. Oh, by the way, all my previous I have like a series of these on my YouTube channel, and all my VODs go to my YouTube channel. So if you want to know the genesis of where it all began, definitely check out my YouTube channel. That's what I like, so definitely, like, yeah, if you want. Shameless plug. Okay. Cool. And while you're there, definitely subscribe. It does help the channel grow, and it does help get the word out. Well, my alarm's going off. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning right now. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's see. I don't really... Okay, my tank is the player, but it doesn't have a player health. Alright, let me, so let's see. Let's get our good friend ChatGPT loaded up. Unity 3D help. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Alright, let's think about this a bit. So what are you even trying to do here? So, what we're trying to do is create a player health controller, and I want to give the player a max health of, I don't know, 5? We'll start with 5, and then we'll continue going upwards. But I feel like that's the easiest way to start. Unity uses C#? Yes. Yes, Unity uses C#. It also has a visual scripting language, but I've never actually used it. And it's still in its infancy, so... But yeah, Unity is definitely a C# language. Where do I want to do this? I think, let's see. Yeah. Let me learn more about my tank. Okay, so the tank base is actually what the bubbles collide with. So I feel like colliding with the tank base actually makes the most sense, like, as to where to put the, or actually, wait, we can actually create a collider. I don't use any engines. Oh, I mean, I'll be frank here, using an engine actually speeds up development. Because, like, creating your own engine these days is like, it's all fine and dandy, but most of that time will be used in creating the engine. Because, I mean, me personally, I'd rather just jump right into the game development, like, working on the game. Because it gets super repetitive. But yeah, I mean, I did use Pygame, I don't know if that's an engine, at one point. Just for my PC performance. Yeah. Well, you can create some pretty cool games without engines, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. I think I want to do a mesh collider. Is that even a thing? Pygame is frameworks, and I'm using it for my art. Ah, cool. Yeah, that was like my first attempt at game development, honestly. Let's see. So a mesh collider is what? So if I remove this, what happens? Okay, so I do have a player health controller right here. I'll walk back a little. Actually, I think I'm just gonna make it on the tank base. Makes it a lot easier. If you have any completed projects, you can publish. I don't have any completed projects, aside from like tutorials, but they were on my old computer, and I have to like find them. I don't know if I'd be able to publish them, because it's like, you know. But yeah, definitely I will. Let's see. I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, there we go. So what we want to do is, and the reason I put it on this one instead of the main tank, is because in the tank base, that's where we'll detect bubbles coming in. Okay. Alright. Start is called before. Okay, so we don't really need this stuff here. Now, for a player health controller, what we do need is a slider. The idea here is, okay, so when so let's say we have like a bubble coming in, and you have that slider that's like right up here. I feel like we would want to set a health value. Let's ask ChatGPT to give us an outline. Okay, so let's plan our steps here. So the idea here is when you take a hit so that would have to happen on an on collision enter event. The value of the slider goes down, as does the health, which is an integer value. And so we would set the slider to a maximum value. And we're only using whole numbers too, so might as well apply that change. Okay, so now that we know that, so we're not going to set that here, we're going to set that in the script. Okay. So but that's pretty much all there is to that aspect of it. Okay. So let's actually try this out. Let's actually okay, so now that we know what to do, I want a serializable private variable. Actually, no, let's make it public. Public. Private variable. And a public property health integer that is read-only. Okay, so what do I want to do here? So essentially what I'm trying to say is that value that I'm talking about controls the bar here, and only the player health controller can modify it, and that value is modified via the private health. Okay, so that's good. I also want a Siri property for the slider. And what do we make the slider? The player health slider here is, it's a slider, right? It's literally a slider. Okay, so what else do we need here? So we want a max value for the slider. on awake. A box collider. So create a stub for an on. Alright. We don't really need to take damage yet. I don't know why it's giving me take damage. Okay, so we'll build it one at a time. So we'll do a private int of health. And we do want a public int health of health. I do want this to be an instance of itself. So we'll also have to do that. Wait, that has to be serialized. So that has to be serialized. This has to be serialized. Let's put all the serialized as okay, so we need the UI in order to use that. Let's see. So we got that. This is good, and that's in its own spot. And we need another serialized field called max health. So I'll add that up here. Okay, so the thing is, these need to be serialized, so I think we have everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that's like 4 properties set here. Okay, so that's as far as organizing goes. Let's create an awake method. Sometimes it gives you garbage code, so you gotta really pick and choose what to add. So everything up to here is fine. So we want to set the maximum value of the health slider. So let's do that. And also then another reason I'm just copying one line at a time is so that I actually understand what's going on here. So if something happens, I know where to fix it. Okay, so then health slider value equals max health. Okay, so now we're actually setting the max health of the health slider. But yeah, I don't just copy code blindly. That makes sense. Okay, so now let's initialize the player's health to the max health value, which is standard in most games because you don't want to start with like low health. Not calling out any specific game in particular, but I'll do it anyway. Castlevania. Kidding. It's an interesting game. Alright, so what do we do here? So, I want the take damage to occur in my game manager script. I don't want to do it in here. Or should we do it in here? So this actually occurs... Oh, yeah, that's an important thing. Make this class a singleton as well, please. Now, singletons are essentially, well, there can only be one given instance of that class at any given time. That's how singletons work. You can only have, like, one object. So you can't just go around creating a million player health controllers. There can only be one player health controller. Okay, and I guess we would set that on the awake. So, if it's not null, not this, then clearly we destroy it as soon as the game loads. But the instance is here. We're not traveling scene to scene, so I don't know if I really want this. We'll keep that off for now. Okay, I think that should be all the setup. There's no like scene transitions in this game, as far as I can tell right now, at least. Because essentially what happens is you go to the main menu. We'll have a level selection screen. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's the best not to get too sidetracked, but that'll be for another time. But for now, we just have like one scene, and essentially the level selection screen will allow you to pick a level. Okay, so now that we got that set up, we got the health slider set up, so we're pretty much done here in the awake function. Let's look at the other stuff. So what do we got here? We got on collision enter and take damage. So we can actually use our instance to call take damage from the game manager. But wait a sec, why is this public? We want to do this in here. Okay, so that's the thing, right? We want to do this in here. Okay, take damage. I don't know why I keep repeating the same thing. Okay, so this will actually be private. We'll define this later on, so I'll just leave like a placeholder. But as for right now, we'll create a function called take damage. It's going to be a private function because I'm not going to call it anywhere else. This will be private. Okay, so what are we doing here? Now, everything in here is fine. That's interesting. I've never seen anyone use this. I don't know what clamp does. What does clamp do? Clamp is a method for providing Unity's math class, which is so. Okay, let's let it finish typing and then we'll read it all in one. So, math clamp is a method provided by Unity's math class. It's a collection of common mathematical functions. Clamp function is used to restrict a value within a specific range. So, okay, so the first parameter is health. Okay. Which is the value, I guess. The value you want to clamp. Okay, the second parameter is 0. Okay. Which means you can't. That's like the minimum value, right? The maximum health is the max health that we set in the inspector. And the third parameter, okay, which is I already explained that. If health is less than 0, it'll be set to 0, so it doesn't go below 0. So it'll never end up with a negative value for health. If health is greater, okay, so it also works the other way around. If health is greater than max health, it'll be set to max health, so you can't go greater than max health. So if health is within the range of 0 to max health, it remains unchanged. Okay, so its sole purpose is to prevent you from getting invalid values. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so that's pretty cool. So I didn't really know. I've seen clamp around before, but no one actually explained it the way it did, so I'm grateful for Sam Altman, shout out. And I hope big governments don't make AI illegal, because that would suck, and I would never finish my game. I'm kidding, I don't rely on this. I also use Bing AI for certain things too. So I'm actually glad LLMs are a thing. It's a blessing. Okay, so I don't want to get into that. Update the slider value to reflect the current health. Okay, so let's do that. We do want to eventually heal. But as far as like what we could use to heal, I'll have to like figure out. Okay, so we haven't really done anything with take damage yet. Now let's see, if health is less than or equal to 0. Well, what do we do here? If that's the case, the player is dead. We would have to trigger a game over event. Okay. So now that we have that set up, let's actually look at like what's going on up here in on collision enter, so we can actually implement that logic. So very quickly, let's go back into the bubbles, and as we can see, all the bubbles in the game have a tag bubble. So that's already set up for us. Now, on collision enter, so if we collide with the tank base, which is what the script is attached to, so if that's the case, ow, that hurts. I accidentally scratched myself. Okay, so if alright, anyway, got distracted. So what do we do here? Well, we want to check to see the collider's tag, and if the tag is the bubble, well, that's when we want to actually call take damage. And we'll, for the sake of simplicity, actually no, let's not get too lazy here. So I'm going to open up my bubble movement script and create a public read-only, it's going to be a public property. Finish doing that. So all the commented out stuff is like legacy. I don't want to do 10. I feel like that's way too much. But we'll let it finish doing what it's doing and then we'll copy it in. I'm so distracted this morning. Okay. Anyhow. Let's get back to this. So, we don't really need to know, like, everything else here I just provided here. So all we did here is just added a damage amount, which doesn't really matter with the bubble. But the value will actually be read in okay, we're not even using these, so I'm just gonna comment these out and hope it doesn't break anything else. Okay, so we're not using those anywhere, and it says 0 references, so I don't know why I thought they would break something. That was when I was trying to figure out like how to work the homings, because it wouldn't follow the bubble, and I thought it was because it doesn't know how to keep track of bubble movements in real time. But that doesn't make sense because bubbles can easily follow the player, so of course it's able to do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and define these. Let's create some white space between these two. Alright, give me 1 sec. My bad, I thought I heard somebody knocking on my door. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with headphones on, you know. Okay, so I don't want this to be 10. I'll make this like Let's make it like 1. So they should all like have a damage amount now. All bubbles anyway. Apparently they don't. Okay. So I'll give these. Let's just give all these like 1. Now where am I going with this? Why did I even like? Okay. Every bubble has a bubble movement script. Okay. Component. And every bubble has collider. So in my PlayerHealthController, controllers on collision enter, if the tag of the collider is bubble, so if it's literally called bubble, then call take damage of, okay, what do we call that variable? It's called damage amount. Let's go back in here. You gotta be super clear with your instructions, otherwise it'll just give you the wrong stuff. And you don't just want to like copy it, it's awfully tempting, but okay, so let's see what we got here. We got on collision enter, so check if the collided object has the tag bubble. That's the first thing we want to do. So we'll just create that. Okay. Copied the entire script, which is interesting. Now, does it though? Now, if it happens to be true, if this happens to be true, logically speaking, so if this happens to be true, we want to get the movement, we want to get the bubble itself. And that's literally just assigning getting that instance of the collision. Now we want to do a null check, because if it's null, we're going to get an exception. And this could happen like when we collide with a bubble and shoot a bubble, which is undesirable, in that we could end up with a null exception, which could happen. So if that actually were to happen, then call take damage. And if I'm not mistaken, we should see the slider's health go down. So I think this is testable now. Let's try it out. Oh wait. Tank base. We gotta set the max health. We'll set it to 10. Or no, you know what? We'll set it to 100, and then we can actually decrease the player's health by 10. we gotta set the slider. So that'd be the player health slider. And the health, because we're assigning the health to the max health, right? So I don't think really need to set this, because no matter what, on the awake it's gonna be set anyway. And yeah, like one more time, let's actually go back in here, change that. Let's go to value of 10. We gotta work with big numbers. Okay. Don't know why I always keep setting 2 alarms. I mean, I'm just afraid I'll sleep in, which almost never happens. Okay. Let's begin. Hopefully it should work. Okay, good. I'm taking damage. Right now, nothing interesting happens. All that happens is the bar goes down quite a bit. Okay, and so now that we have the player is dead. So we already have like a game over trigger event in the game manager. Let me actually open that up and see what we have. Okay. We do want another check. Let's see. Set game over is a private function. What's the definition of this? We do have a health property. So in our game manager, and this is actually being called at every frame. So we can actually add more code to check game over. Okay, so here is my game manager script for your reference. So I'll give the whole script so it understands the context. Notice the check game over script. Let's go right there. Okay. Function called check game over. I want this to also, I want to create another condition in here where if the player health controller instance is instance's health value is 0 or less, we trigger the game over. What do? We call set game over. So this stays the same. That's what. Okay, so let me just make sure of one thing. So as you can see, bubbles on screens greater or equal to max health on screen. Check if the number of bubbles on screen reaches its limit, which I'm pretty sure it might have. And call check game over. Okay, so that's a new change we made. Let's see. I feel like we could, yeah, okay. Honestly, I feel like that's better. Let's go with option 2. I don't know how to type, hold on. So we still want this, right? We still want this if statement check. But as far as like what I want to happen in there, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Alright, I think that should be it. So now we should actually get that game over trigger if we played our cards right. Okay, so let's actually like not do anything. Alright. Now we can take damage. That was a pretty easy fix, honestly. Oh, huh. Okay, let's actually apply our changes to pretty much every prefab. And yeah, let's try that again. Just to make sure, because that's actually like our first level. Okay, so as you can see, let's actually make sure it works in here too, because the changes I made should be universally applied. Okay, good. Good. Hey, I'm just trying to have fun here. That's what testing is, you know? Oh yeah, definitely check out my YouTube channel if you're watching this on Twitch. Because this is actually where I'll do all my videos will go. Like this video, this stream right here will be on my. So yeah, if you're already on my YouTube channel, definitely don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Whatever helps out in the algorithm, do that. Pretty sure you heard this like a million times from a million different YouTubers, so I don't have to. I'm not gonna rehash it here, but you know. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with the changes we made. So, just so that we can easily revert to this state, I mean, the last thing I'll do is just like revert to the state. Okay, because I'm about to wrap it up here. Let's ask it to please create a Unity So if we ever end up in a situation where, and this has happened, okay, I think we should be good. That was a pretty productive hour. If there ever was a productive hour. Yeah, alright, that's the stream. If you like what you're seeing, please leave a like. Please, comment something if you wish to see a feature that aren't really present in the bubble shooter. Leave it in the comments. I read all my comments, so definitely leave a comment if you would like to see a certain feature and it's not too difficult to develop. Yeah, we'll look into it. Don't forget to subscribe. All the plugs. You know the drill. All right, y'all. That's the show. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.